Welcome to Perth's #1 podcast. You're listening to the Jamo and Dylan Show.
Yeah, we're on the way to Dunsborough. Little mad trip with the boys. We're celebrating graduation.
G'day guys and welcome back to the Jamo and Dylan Show. I'm very happy to announce that today we have a very special guest. Trent Rivers, welcome to the potty, mate.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
So, young boy, 19?
19, yeah.
19. First year of AFL this year, picked up at number 32. Do you wish you went higher?
Look, it doesn't really matter. Once you get onto a list and then the draft number doesn't really matter.
Very true, yeah.
That's true.
Everything just
as we were watching before with Gorringe and top 10, and look at him now.
Yeah, and like Lockie Neal, he went real late as well, like 58 or 60 or something, and now he's probably going to win a Brownlow.
Yeah, once you get onto a list, you sort of just blend in with everyone else. So number doesn't really matter unless you're 1 or 2 the year before. Luke Jackson, number 3. So
there you go. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been pretty chill. I got out of quarantine a week ago today, so just been going out for a bit of brekkie, a bit of coffee, had a bit of fun on the weekend. So yeah, it's been good to get back home and see everyone.
How long are you back here for? A while, or
either the start of December or start of January. So we've got a 2-week training block coming up at the start of December, but with the borders being closed, we're not too sure what the go is with that. So it's probably most likely start of December, but we might get lucky and be able to stay to the start of January.
That'll be all right. That's good.
Do you keep on top of like fitness and stuff throughout this period as well? Like, do you still have to go on runs and do stuff like that?
Yeah, obviously you have a few weeks just to kick back and just not really think about footy and just spend time with the people that you haven't got to do that with. So give it a couple of weeks and then probably after 2 or 3 you get back into it and slowly start building back up to get ready for pre-season.
Are you all over footy in your spare time? Like, do you watch all the games and stuff, or do you kind of stay away from it when you?
I used to I used to watch like a heap of footy.
Yeah. And
then being around it all the time, it's sort of like the last thing you want to be thinking about when you've got your free time.
That's exactly what Cam McCarthy said as well.
You get so drained from it that you just when you've got your time to yourself, you like just, chilling out and not thinking about it too much.
What are your getaways from footy? So like Dill said, you're not watching much footy after your training and playing and stuff. So I know a lot of players like playing golf, video games. Zach Fisher loves that. What do you like doing away from footy?
This year it was definitely going down the beach, going on the boogie boards. Because we had the beach right next door to us, so we were down there most of the time just kicking back, and the weather was pretty nice as well, so it was hard to complain.
Yeah, I was going to say, what a year to debut in.
Yeah, it would have been
such a weird year. Was it just crazy? Did you guys think it wasn't even going to happen, or? There was
talks when I was back here for the COVID break that I was just going to stay here for the year and chill out, but then it all happened, and I can't really compare it to anything. So
yeah, exactly.
It'll be at the end of next year, it'll be nice to look back and be like, geez, that was. I mean, it was hard, but it's probably going to be one of the best years I've had. So.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the hub like?
It was good for. I reckon I've personally found it pretty good.
Yeah.
Got to meet all the boys, and you'd be around everyone all the time, so you'd have one-on-one chats with literally everyone and get to know everyone a little bit better.
Yeah.
But towards the end of it, you're sort of just sitting there like, get me out of here. Like, I've seen the same people for 3 months on end.
That cabin fever, when you're locked up too long.
Yeah.
I guess it must have been good in a way, being your first debut year, being able to meet everyone and talk to everyone and have that private time with them to be closer with them in that first year. Whereas if you were at the club, it might have been a bit less contact with those people.
Yeah, you'd go home and you'd sit at home because you don't really know everyone too well. Whereas here you were sort of forced to go have every meal with someone, or that sort of thing. Everyone would sit around a table, you'd chat, you'd get all the banner and all that sort of thing. So it was pretty good.
So who are your best mates at Melbourne? Who's your people you hang out with?
It sort of changes. I mean, obviously Luke Jackson and Cozzy, who I went to Melbourne with, we've all bonded pretty well. But outside of that, probably Cade Chandler, who's a second-year player, and Oscar Baker, who's a third-year player.
He's a gun, Oscar Baker.
He's a great bloke.
I had him in my dream team for a little bit.
Did ya?
Yeah, there was actually...
Yeah, some people messaged in saying you were very consistent for fantasy and super coach as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a few thank yous for that,
Jeez. I reckon I had one good game. I kicked a couple of goals and got some points on the board, but other than that, it was probably low 50s.
Yeah, you get a few people that messaged in this week saying congrats on that game against GWS. How did that feel, kicking that goal towards the end on the left?
Honestly, it was the biggest blur. Like, it sort of just...
Yeah.
I honestly went to snap it, and it's come off an inside-out barrel or whatever happened, and it just floated. Happened, and I was sort of in shock. I was just like, I didn't even realise what had actually happened, and then, turned out we won the game from it, so it was pretty sick.
And what happened in that game? So you play half back.
Yep.
Did they swing you up forward, or did you just happen to be in the right place at the right time?
No, it was the right place, right time. So I was tracking Tim Turano, who was playing as a forward, but then drifted in as a midfielder, and then had Jake Lever behind me saying, "Follow him in," and I followed him in, and he missed the ball, and it bounced into my hands, and I got lucky.
Thinking I'm on here,
huh?
Thinking you're on when that comes.
I got to be excited, but it was
so
awesome.
At what age through junior footy do you think I'm pretty good? I might have a chance at. Was there a turning point where you thought, oh, actually, this could be it, like as a career?
I was never confident in myself.
Really?
Like, real young. Like, obviously, like, I could play when I was, like, young. Like, I won, best and fairest and stuff. But I never was like, I'm going to be good enough to, like, be at that level. And then State 16s rolled around. And Mum was like, all right, let's get in the car. And I was like, I'm not going to it. Like, there's no way I'm making
What, just too nervous? And
I was just like,
no self-belief.
I'm literally not, I'm not going.
Was this just tryouts or like?
Yeah, so this was a tryouts for it. So, like, everyone got invites, and I was just like, no, I'm not going. She's like, you're getting in that car and going, and ended up making that team. And then from there, I sort of got a little bit of confidence, and then I was able to play some good footy at East Freo, and I sort of, just got a bit of a confidence booster, and just played a natural game, and it came through for me in the end.
Thanks to Mum for that then, eh? Giving that little push.
Needed a little shove over
Sometimes
the line.
you do need that from other people, though, that reassurance that you are good enough,
100%.
Yeah.
A little kick in the arse to keep going.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the contract.
Thank you.
Yeah. So is that 3 years?
So 2 years with... so I've got the next year, and then it starts for another 2 years after that. So
Beautiful.
3.
Not bad. Not bad.
Live it up in Melbourne.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you spent much time there, or not really at all?
I haven't been back there for 16 weeks now. So we went to...
oh, shit.
After round 3 or 4, we went to Sydney for 2 weeks, and then spent 12 weeks in Queensland. And then I spent the last 3 weeks here. So, I've been away from there for a while, but it'd be nice to get back and finally settle in.
Yeah.
It's very good. Very good to see.
Yeah.
Where were you born? What hospital were you born?
I think it was Murdoch or Fiona Stanley.
Okay,
maybe.
Because Wikipedia says you're from Fremantle. Is that false?
I don't think so. I mean, I was born and I've always lived in the house that I'm in now, and there's a hospital like 5 minutes down the road, so I'm pretty sure it would have been that one.
Maybe they've just gone the nearest like mini city.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, if you've grown up in Freo, a lot of people who grow up around there support Freo. But you told us just before we recorded that you have supported West Coast.
Yeah,
Dad was the granny.
Yeah, Dad was a big Eagles man. So, jumped on his bandwagon and followed him through.
Do you still have a soft spot for them, or is it not at all now? You full Melbourne heart.
I mean, they were I wanted to play him this year, and obviously played him round 1. But when I play him, I'll probably get a bit like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but, definitely.
There's always going to be a little soft spot for him, and supported him for 12, 13 years now. So
favourite players ever?
Lacroix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lacroix was my favourite growing up. Always. I wanted number 2 on my jersey for my local club, but it's like number 1's the smallest and whatever. So number 2 didn't fit me, so I had to settle for 17.
And you're number 24 now?
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'll stick with that number throughout your career?
Yeah, it's not a bad number.
Do you
actually.
pick that, or does it just get given?
Nah, it got given.
Yeah.
But I mean, when people obviously move on, obviously you can go
Availabilities and stuff like that. Yeah,
you can go on to like the CEOs and stuff and be like, hey, can I get a number change?
Okay.
But I mean, I'm pretty happy with
24 is not bad, yeah.
It's
'Cause
nice.
you can make that your number.
I can.
Just think of the great number 24s. I won't be able to name any. Do you know any?
I do know Russell Robinson, who was the
Legend.
one before me.
Yeah.
But
Who presented you your jumper?
Nathan Jones did.
Legend.
That's cool, yeah.
Club legend.
So yeah, in our pre-season camp, me and Luke Jackson stayed with Jake Melksham and Nathan Jones, and then Jake Melksham presented his, and Nathan Jones presented mine because they pretty much were dads for the trip. So because family couldn't be at the game, so
Yeah, true.
Not bad at all.
yeah, I took on the role as father.
Who are you living with over in Melbourne?
Angus Brayshaw's parents.
Wow.
So they've got a nice little place in Sandringham.
Yeah.
So we've set up camp in there set up there last year and then didn't really get to, go. So
Yeah.
they've said they'd have us again this year, which is nice of them, and
That's cool.
so we'll stay there and it'll be
That's good,
be fun.
Are you living with some of the other boys as well, or is it just you in that house?
Luke Jackson's there
Luke
with me
Jackson.
as well.
Cool.
So Cozzy was there, but he's moved out to with Neville Jetta.
Yeah. Not bad.
And then do you have to stay with someone when you start off? Is that they like to do that, or?
Yeah, it's either a host family or with players. Like they wouldn't let you move on your own.
Okay.
Just so.
What? Not till a bit later.
Oh, I mean, after in your second year, you can do whatever you want.
Just
but
first year.
the first year, they just because if you're moving across the country,
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
a
have
big
anyone
step,
there.
eh?
They don't want you, sitting on your own. Like, not you just got someone to bring you to training
Yeah.
all the time and that sort of thing.
So then you said after state 16s you got some confidence, and then when does the talk like draft and hype start coming in? When do you start thinking, oh, I'm actually going to get drafted? How does that process start?
It started with management groups sort of coming to you and being like, hey, we'd like to, manage you throughout whatever period it is. And then, so pretty much a few management groups came to me and then settled on one, which I'm really happy with. And then they sort of do all the dirty work and they don't tell you too much, but you try and dig out as much as you can from them. But no, they do a lot of work behind the scenes and talk to clubs and let you know what you need to improve and all that sort of thing. So, once that all started happening, I was like, oh, I might be a shot here.
And then do you meet with all the clubs? Or
Whatever
just a
clubs
few?
want to meet with you.
So who did you get to meet with?
I met with all of them a couple times, I think.
Okay.
Just throughout the year sometimes they've got speed dating sort of things where they all set up and
That's
you go
cute.
around.
Okay.
And you're like, I'm Trent.
Yeah.
Just say
Was
hello.
everyone alright, or?
Yeah. There was some that were brutal.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Some were
Okay.
great. Like they would just literally sit down like this and have a chat with you.
Yeah.
And some were just peppering absolutely everyone. Like
Really?
it was-
I've heard, in the past, maybe 5 years ago, some of the questions that get asked are strange. They're like,
there was a couple real strange ones at the combine. Yeah.
is that trying to throw you off to see how you react to it? Or?
Honestly, I reckon,
Yeah.
something along those lines. But
Yeah.
they just there was one where it was like if you've got, you've got like a squishy ball, you've got a pencil, or you've got something. There was 3 objects, and I'll pick one, and then you grab one, and they're all just looking at each other, look around the room, just having a little gaze at each other, and then they don't say
the
anything and
fuck?
go to the next question.
That's
You're
like in 2K. I played 2K this year in the draft. They answer weird, they ask exactly weird
strange
questions like
things.
that, yeah.
That's very interesting.
yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder what the psychology behind that is.
It's definitely just to throw you off and make you start, getting nervous. But
Did you get to, because when we spoke with Cam McCarthy, he said during there was some players that were also doing the questions. Did you meet any players doing that, or was it just the management or whatever from each club?
yeah, so I met Eric Hitwood from Brisbane.
Yeah.
And then I had Geelong one day, and then the next day, Joel Selwood and Paddy Dangerfield.
That's
were in
not
there.
bad at all. Gee,
So-
was that a surreal feel? Were you just oh, shit.
So I didn't actually get to interview with them. So
Okay.
I went the day before, and then
Oh,
the next
okay,
day.
yeah.
Oh,
they'd
the
come
next
in,
day
yeah.
they were in.
But no, I was walking down the hall, leaving my my Fremantle one, I think, and then so Joel Selwood's older brother Troy, he's Geelong's recruiter. So I was having a chat with him, and then obviously Joel's walked out of the room with Dangerfield, and then he's like, "Oh, Joel, come say hello to this bloke." Blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy.
And I got to have a good chat with him. So yeah, it was pretty sick. But
Good bloke?
yeah,
Yeah.
good bloke.
You can tell, I reckon.
Yeah, him and Danger, like,
Yeah.
great blokes. So
We've heard that about Danger. You know Caden McDonald? He does the videos. Melbourne fan, YouTuber. Just say yes.
yes,
Yeah.
no, I do actually.
Yeah.
I've seen him on TikTok as well.
Yeah, he loves you. He loves you. And I think he wants to have a chat with you on his podcast one day. So he's in Melbourne.
Yeah,
So just as a little shout out, I think he's in Geelong though. So maybe he can come up or something.
meet in the middle.
Yeah, meet in the middle. There was a question sent in. How did it feel watching Adam Chera slot the winner against you guys?
Gee, it was a good goal, wasn't it? It was a good goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough day.
Yeah.
Got my first shot at goal and I missed it, and then got my second shot at goal and I missed it. And then it was just all it was a bit of a shambles from the get go. They were just chopping us up through the midfield, and there's not much we could really do. But it was a very nice goal. So I mean, you can't really
Very
get too
true.
angry at
Very
it.
true. Who's the toughest opponent you've had to play on so far?
I'd say I lined up on Gary Ablett for a little bit.
Oh.
So I mean, that's
crazy.
That was a bit of a fanboy moment. I was sitting there like, oh.
You don't really want to tackle him.
Yeah. Like, this is a bit odd, but
Yeah.
probably say him.
Gary Ablett. That's insane.
Do you pick up things like the way he moves, like his runs and stuff? Like, do you look at that and learn from that, or?
Not particularly. I mainly look at like the defending, the like running defenders sort of
Okay,
stuff,
right.
and just run like their patterns, like Basher Hooley.
Yeah.
Someone like that. I love looking at his vision and just the way he plays and breaks lines and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So that's something that I like to look into.
Similar with Adam Sard, running half back, and he's looking for a new club. Would you like to have him at Melbourne?
Oh, I wouldn't mind it,
Yeah.
but I think he said he's going to Carlton. So
Yeah.
it's out the door.
What are your plans for next year in terms of your footy? Like, where do you want to be? Do you want to be playing every game? Like, what are your, I guess, aspirations for the next year?
Oh, I think if you'd be stupid to say you didn't want to play every game.
Yeah.
I'd love to, have a really strong pre-season, get my fitness right back up, and then hopefully just be able to play early on, and then not worry about playing every game, but just worry about going week to week and doing what I need to do to stay in the team.
So how good did it feel when you get told you're playing your first AFL game? Like, how early on in the week do you find out? Were you pushing for a few weeks before that, or are you getting told you're going to play soon? Or
I got so during the COVID break, the coach gave everyone a call and was just checking in on everyone. He's like, "Yeah, you're pretty close to playing."
And you were over here during that time?
I was back in WA, and I was like, I don't really know. Like, you're saying that, but you're probably saying that to everyone. And then we got back over there, did a few weeks of training, and then my defensive coach brought me into Goody's office, and it was just pretty much like, you're pretty close to playing, keep going. And I was like, shit, like, it could happen here. And then the Wednesday after training, main session, he was like, we got a debut, and he said Luke Jackson, and I was just like, good on him, it was awesome. And then he goes, and we couldn't leave you out without your mate Trent. And
that's
how
crazy.
good is that?
it was the best feeling, man. Like, it was.
You're on the phone to mum and dad straight away and stuff, and
Pretty much straight away. They jumped on. They wanted to like record it and
do
that sort of thing. So I did that with them. But it was honestly like that was like everyone says it, but it's the best feeling like you can get.
Especially with your mate as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like a fairy tale moment.
Yeah.
it is better to share those moments with people doing the same thing with you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
It was sick not having to rock up to the game on my own either, because we obviously live at the same house. We could just go together. And I got into a bit of a car accident.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, so I did so I talked on Melbourne's bloody post game thing, and they were like, it was like, what happened before the game? And I was like, I got into a bit of an accident, blah blah blah. And then like the news just took it and it just went like, got into a car crash before his game, blah blah blah. All that happened was like they pretty much reversed into this dude's car accidentally, and then got a little scratch, and then gave him my details and drove off. But I blew it up. And
Guess the media do that,
mainstream
don't they?
media, very dodgy, very dodgy. That was like, we had a chat with Cam McCarthy, and like, obviously he's an uncontracted player, and we just asked, where would you like to go if it's not Fremantle or West Coast? And he goes, Collingwood. And then they're basically saying he's going to Collingwood. And yeah, it blew up overnight, which was ridiculous. So, don't say anything too scandalous.
Yeah, you guys are getting out there. Everyone's watching the news.
Yeah, I felt like we were doing reporter jobs for them at that point.
No, yeah, we
Should've
were.
got a
You
contract or something, Channel
You
7.
get the uncontracted WA players in here and just be like, oh, we're
Yeah,
exactly.
Start a little Jamo Dylan management. Just
And we'll do it like speed dating. Get them to come in one by one. What club?
have them line up out the front. Imagine that. That's crazy.
All right, let's get on to some of the fan questions. There's a few more questions that people want to ask you. Most of them were, is he single? Yes, no?
That is yes.
Yes,
You are?
I'm very single at the moment and probably going to stay that way for a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
focused on the footy.
Yeah, it just gets a bit hectic.
So what was Queensland like? Good to be there?
Queensland was sick and the weather, like...
Had you been there before?
I went there once in like year 7.
Right, yeah.
So it'd been a while, but yeah, it was good to just be able to... because you could go down the beaches, like you weren't allowed to, sit on the beach.
Yeah.
But, you could go do meditation on the beach. So you bring earphones and sit down at the beach and
That's
just
all
lay
right.
there. So,
Just chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, it was pretty good.
All right, so yeah, we've got a few questions for you, voice messages and shit. So we'll see. We actually did get one. What's your go-to drink? Or like if you're out and about, in case any ladies want to. You did say you're single, so
vodka lemonade.
vodka lemonade.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, vodka lemonade.
I'm vodka orange. I'm very tropical in my drinks.
Yeah, you do love a tropical drink.
And I think we made a change, especially in Perth, because I'm not a beer drinker.
No, I'm not too much of a beer drinker.
Yeah.
I just love double black, so it's my
So
favourite.
hard.
And there's this big stigma around blokes who don't drink beers and stuff. And then I came out in a podcast one day and said, oh nah, pineapple vodka, orange vodka, lemonade vodka, they're the ones.
Mm.
And now people are doing it.
I'll back you in on that till the house comes down. I'm all for
Huge. And I've always said, drink what you like.
that. Exactly. You got to enjoy it. There's no point.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah. Chuck
Yeah,
that in there.
you definitely
18
gotta enjoy it.
plus.
Yeah.
All right. So this one came in. What was it like having the second best kick at East Freo behind Mitch Cussworth? From Mitch Cussworth.
To be fair, Mitch Cussworth, I used to tell him all the time, he had a gorgeous kick.
Yeah?
Like it was, I don't know what it's looking like these days, but he had a gorgeous kick. So, I'll give it to him. But
There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
tell you
not
this
He's
all.
got a
complaining
good
taking
kick.
the second best kick there.
Because we played school footy with him, and we had one game against a school that was horrendous.
Oh, that was
mind you,
that
our
was the
school-
funniest game ever. Because we're not even that good, but just it
We're
felt like
beating them by 10,
when
15 goals.
Dan Gorringe was talking about playing the South Africans. That's how we felt. We felt like fucking just the most elite footy team ever.
And this team, the school that we were playing, had one kid that played for East Perth, and the rest of the team were kids that had never played.
was
it
amazing,
was
man.
incredible. And
That'd be
Mitch,
so much
Such a
fun.
confidence booster. Just you feel so good after school.
Mitch seemed like he was going to play the level above AFL in that game.
Walking around with the chest out.
Yeah, he loves that.
Everyone felt good after that game,
Yeah.
eh? The next day at school, everyone's like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah.
So good.
That good's a big win.
hmm
This one, do you face towards the shower or away from it?
Wait, what does that mean?
So when you're showering, right? Are you like,
Oh,
you
okay.
coming this way, or is it on your back?
I'm away. It's
I'm
on my
away.
back.
Yeah, when I first get in, I'll face it and then
Yeah.
I'll turn around and
Do you put your face under, let the water go
Yeah.
through it? Yeah.
yeah, and then turn around.
I'd say
On
I
the
do
back.
that too. You walk in.
In movies, people face.
Really?
Yeah, but that's for like.
And I reckon,
cinematic.
yeah. I wonder if
Yeah.
people actually face the shower or not.
Fuck cinematic. I want realism.
I want to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Not drown on water.
We did get who's your footy team, so people know me and Jamos, but who did you go for growing up?
I was an Eagles man.
Yeah.
Eagles, yeah. What's it? Out of all the Colts in the waffle, who do you think is the most enjoyable to watch? I don't
Oh,
watch Colts really.
Wait,
so-
of the
Colts
current
teams.
I think it says Colts team or maybe
or
players. I don't know.
It's a very but badly constructed question.
Yeah, I don't watch enough of it, eh?
Just are there any blokes a year younger than you that are hot prospects?
Denver Granger Barras.
Yep.
I'm pretty good mates with him. I like watching Joel Weston play
Mhm.
from Claremont.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little nippy one. Yeah, I'll chuck Brandon Walker in there as well.
Yep.
Rep the East Freo. Yeah, he's real quick and breaks lines, so it's good to watch him play as well.
What would you be doing with your life if you weren't playing footy? What do you reckon? Did you have any other...
No, I pretty much put all my eggs in the footy
In one basket?
Just did a general pathway at school. I'd probably go into like teaching, that sports sort of teaching. I did my Cert 2s in outdoor rec and sports coaching, so I'll probably just continue on with those. But yeah, I'm pretty happy I'm not doing that at the moment.
What school did you go to? High school?
Leaming.
Was it all right?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty chill.
Shout out Leaming.
Good group of boys. So.
What's the first purchase?
Porches.
What's the first purchase you made from getting the contract? Does all the money come at once, or like is it
it's
a
in
weekly
like month.
thing?
Like it comes every month, so you get paid. Yeah, at the end of each month. But I've got like a separate account that I don't touch that all goes into. But first purchase, Jesus. The first big thing I got was my car. So I bought a car and then paid that off slowly. So I just got that done a few weeks ago. So
Is that over east?
that's over east, yeah.
There you go.
What car?
Holden Cruise.
Not bad. I don't even know cars.
Neither do I.
don't
Oh,
know.
we're the least car people. We know nothing. Like
You know when people are talking about like their engines and exhaust, and I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, the G26 turbo.
what we say. We've said this so often today. Yeah.
Right, too many people talking about their cars, and I'm just sitting there.
Is that the
going,
same in the footy club? Do people like? I feel like that's a big thing in high school.
Yeah, yeah.
High school's massive.
They're talking about their 4-wheel drives and shit. And
Yeah, they open up the bonnet and they're talking about, check out my engine. I'm like, that looks the exact same as that one and that one.
Dylan and I love going back to back, just saying like, double engine exhaust.
Yeah.
I just know nothing.
I just put a bunch of letters and numbers together
You
and
can
then just chuck turbo exhaust
Yeah.
and whatever on it.
Yeah, people love their cars, eh?
Yeah. Look,
And they just know everything about it. Where do you learn
Dad, I don't
about?
know.
That's what I don't get. I just don't get it. What's the biggest like difference between like your junior footy and Colts and stuff to AFL?
Probably just the speed of the game.
Yeah.
And then how much running you have to do. Like, I'm like most people know, like I'm a bad runner. Like I'm not good at long distance, but like you have to get good because otherwise you just you're not gonna make it. Like you just got to run so much and at like high speed as well. It's not fun.
And best player you've played with and against?
I'll have to say Petrarca.
Yeah.
Probably the best with. And then I'd say Gary Ablett was probably the best against. I'll say Gary Ablett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be surreal.
Yeah.
Gary Ablett, like one of the greatest ever. That's crazy, to be honest.
And you've caught him at the end. Like he's probably only got
imagine
a couple
prime
of years,
Gary.
mate. This could possibly even be his last year.
He said it's his last year, yeah. But he
there you
doesn't want to go out on a loss, but
Yeah.
never know.
But like you've caught him at the end of his career. Imagine peak Ablett.
It'd be scary, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be so scary.
And then we went through it a bit earlier, but someone said, take us through the draft process. So do you know you go into Melbourne before draft day happens, or?
I knew the day of the second round, or the after. So they have the first round on Thursday, sorry. And then they have the rest of the national draft on the Friday, and then they have the rookie draft Saturday morning.
Is the first round top 20 or 30?
Oh, it depends on how many father-sons and all that sort of
right.
thing. But there was 21, I think, in the first round.
Did you have any expectations of where you thought you were going to get picked
Yeah,
up?
do you get an indication of where you're going, or?
Yeah, so that's when your managed group sort of comes up and like, hey, like this club's interested at this pick, but that's unlikely, but there's always a chance. And then this club, so I got told on the Friday morning that Melbourne, if I got to Melbourne's pick, I was gonna get taken by him. So it was either Sydney.
I was going to ask that. Which other clubs did you get told these are your options? Like,
I've always got from what I heard all year, it was Brisbane or Gold Coast.
Okay.
And then there was a late throw out for Richmond for the last pick of first round, but then they took Thompson Dow.
Did you have any preferences, or are you just thinking, I don't care where I go, just happy to play?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I didn't really bother me too much. And then so I got told it was either Sydney or Melbourne. And then Sydney took the SA bloke Will Gould.
Yeah.
And then I saw North Melbourne had 2 in front of Melbourne, and then North took their first pick, and then because on the TV you can see like when people get calls and stuff, and then just before they put their second pick in, they got a call, and it was Brisbane trying to get in front of Melbourne because they knew Melbourne was taking us. And then I was because I didn't tell anyone that I was going to Melbourne if I got to them. So everyone was just sitting there going like, what's going on? And I'm sitting there just shit myself. Like,
so where are you? Are you at home at this point, or are you over there? Or
so I was at home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they didn't end up doing a deal for 31, and North took their pick, and then Melbourne took me the next pick. So
there you go.
Yeah, it was pretty.
That moment must have been pretty crazy, right?
Did you cry?
Yeah, I didn't, but oh my God, I've never seen a phone blow up.
Yeah.
I had my phone just like sitting on the table
Yeah.
in front of me, and as soon as it happened, you just see like so
Bang,
many
bang,
just
bang.
Snapchats. And it's just like, when it pops up, it's like when someone messages and then
Yes.
messages again.
But it just
Bang,
kept
bang.
going.
It was just kept going, and then Instagram was going as well. I was like, oh my God, this is
Insane.
something else.
Did you just let it settle for a few hours?
Yeah, I didn't touch my
Yeah.
phone for probably the first, it was probably 20 minutes. But
Yeah.
then I was getting phone calls from like the recruiting guy, and then I spoke to Goody as well. And then the West Australian guy was coming around, and it was full on. It was a big day, but it was awesome.
That's beautiful.
And then, so how long after that do you make the move to Melbourne? Were you nervous about that? Is it a scary prospect, just leaving? And
Yeah, pretty much. You sort of just pack your bags, and I was out on Sunday.
oh, really?
So it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And
Is that a
then-
bit of an emotional moment, or are you excited, scared, everything?
Yeah, a bit of everything. I was pretty ready for it. Like, I knew that I wasn't going to a WA club.
Yeah.
I just didn't have picks around where I was.
Did you fly over with other people,
or
or was it?
I flew over with Luke Jackson.
Yeah.
Because obviously we were both going to Melbourne, but it was just on like a commercial flight with a bunch of
Yeah,
whoever was
yeah.
going to Melbourne. So.
Bunch of us, yeah.
And then who picks you up at the airport? So you get into the airport, and then who's waiting there for you?
Jeez, I think it might have been. Actually, no. So the welfare guy was in Perth. So he flew in because I knew they were taking Luke.
Yeah.
So he flew in the day before, and then obviously I've gone there as well. So he's picked us up in his car and taken us to where we were staying for the first week, and then did a bit of house jumping before Christmas, and then settled in.
That's crazy.
Sick.
Must be such a weird process. It seems like it happens quick, like
It does,
from getting
like-
drafted to getting over there.
And you don't really it doesn't have time to sink in. Like it sort of just goes bang, and
Yeah.
it's just
All happens.
it just happens.
And
yeah.
then, as you said earlier, you got to live with the Brayshaw parents, and does
Yeah.
that just happen? So you get there and they say you're going to live with these people, or
You talk about it before, before you
Yeah.
actually do it. They're like, do you want to live with a hostie? Do you want to, live with players? Like whatever you want to do. And then they pretty much just talk about it, just come to a decision, and But for the first week, I lived with Jake Lever.
yeah,
That was good. And then what did I do after that? Then we moved to a place called Glen Iris, in a big 6-bedroom house, and there was obviously us 3 first years in there with and then every few nights, because we were there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Every few nights, like a new group of 3 or 4 boys would come through and stay with
That's
us.
sick.
And so we got to meet them then as well, which was good. And then I've got got a bit of a story about a dinner that I can share with you. if you
yeah.
like.
Go
Let's
on
hear it.
then.
Let's
Of
go.
course, mate. Whatever you can share.
So we're cooking for the coaches one night.
Are you much of a cook yourself?
No,
Or? No.
and none of us were. So we're cooking for the coaches, and we got to making dinner, and we'd realised we'd left the chicken in the freezer, and we're like, shit, like what are we gonna do? Like there's like a big, like it was like a full chicken, and so we've put it in the microwave,
Frozen?
and put it
Oh,
on like
fucking
defrost,
hell, man.
left it on there for like an hour. And it literally just did nothing. So we were like, oh no, here we go. Right.
You didn't serve it up, did you?
Nah.
Okay,
so
good.
we just let it defrost.
That's such a kids out
yeah.
of home thing to do, eh? Like,
Yeah. And then, the welfare guy went and grabbed some more chicken from, down at the shop. We cooked it up. It was all sweet and well. And then we sort of just forgot about it. And Clayton Oliver, Chris Petrarca, and Christian Salem came in the next night. And Salem was like sitting in the kitchen and he goes, "What's that smell?" And we're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "No, it just stinks. Like, smells like something's off." And we're like, "Oh, it might just be like the area." Opens up the microwave, the chicken was still in there. And they were like, "What is this? Like, what has happened?" And we were like, I was like sitting there looking at it. I was like, "Oh my God, I've left it in there." And literally as soon as he opened the door, the stench just filled the house. And we were like, "Nah, this is not well." And then I had to clean it and do whatever, and then put it in the neighbour's bin because I was
not using that to heat up anything, hey?
Yeah, so it was stunk out the house for a little bit and it wasn't well, but yeah.
Have your parents seen you play a game in person yet? Did they get to at all?
They came over at the start of the year and they got to watch one of my scratch matches against Box Hill.
Yeah.
When I played for Casey, but not an actual game.
Not an AFL game?
No, not
Next year, hopefully.
Hopefully. See what the Borders do.
All right, so now we've got just a few voice messages. And I think you recognise this first bloke.
Hope you're enjoying the Jamo and Dylan show. It's now time to have your stories heard and your questions answered. To be featured on the potty, message the boys at Jamo and Dylan on Instagram.
Hey mate, I was just wondering if you could tell me where you learnt that spinny move that you do on the dance floor that gets all the girls that you showed me last Saturday. Yeah, that was a mint trick. It works a treat.
That is from Mr. Zach Taylor.
It is.
The spinny move.
The spinny
Spinny
move.
move. Nah, I wouldn't call it a spinny move. You're not the one doing the spinning, but no, it's you dance around, have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Make eye contact, the usual. You hold out your hand, they grab it, and then you give them a little spin.
The little twirl.
A little
yeah.
twirl.
There you go.
You start dancing, and it's all good and
How
fun.
to pick
That's
up
good.
from an AFL player.
Because
Fun
I
games.
think the twirl makes them feel like a princess,
Makes them feel beautiful, and you're
Exactly.
like, well, there
Because
go.
you know what? They are beautiful.
They are.
We actually did
Everyone's
have
beautiful.
a thing, a lady asking you to take her to the Brownlow, so...
Yeah.
I've got a few DMs saying that, actually. But
Yeah, you're going to have to pick a date, like next year, I guess.
next year, that's if I go. If I go next year. It's a bit of a...
How does that work? Can anyone go, or do you have to
Nah,
do
you get an invite. Like,
Okay.
I heard Michael Wilde was on the radio this morning saying he didn't cop a virtual invite to the
Really?
Brownlow this year. So,
That's
Oh, that's a bit of a snub.
I mean, I don't think I'll be going if he's not going. So,
Hey boys, this is a question for Trent. I just got to know, what was it like to kick the winning goal against GWS in the last round? It must have been hectic, mate.
Already been through that earlier, but
Yeah. Sorry, Jimmy Madigan.
but that must have been, like you said, just surreal. That's kind of like a moment that every kid
It's-
dreams of, in a way.
pretty much, yeah. It was just like, you don't really think about it, and then you just see it go through, and all the boys just swarm you. And
After
Yeah.
the game in the rooms must have been alright too, then.
yeah, it was awesome. We sung the song pretty loud that day. So,
First AFL goal. That was set shot, right?
yeah, at the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was nice.
Oh, that felt real good.
Was it a relief? Because
Yeah,
you
what
missed
are you
the
just
couple
like-
before
Yeah.
that.
So, one of my best mates was so you know Ben Middleton. So
Yeah.
the guy that
Oh, well,
you
we
guys
met him
were-
last week. Yeah, Snack. Yeah, he's a
so
good bloke.
He's fanboy of you guys, so he'll be listening to this.
That's
so
good, mate.
He'll love the little shout out. But I was like, all right. He was taking the piss out of me for missing my set shot, and I was like, all right. You know what? I'm not going to think about it. All I'm going to do is think about your head on the guy on the mark, and watch. I'm going to go back to the back of my mark. I'm going to scratch my neck, and then I'm going to go back and kick it. And he
Just to let him know that
Yeah,
I'm
to
gonna get
that
a
I'm
bit-
thinking of your face is on that guy there. And then got back and he was recording it and sent it to me, and I've done the neck scratch and it's gone through, and I gave it plenty. So
That's so good.
Yeah, because I didn't. He plays. Did you say Jamo?
Peel, yeah.
I didn't even
Peel.
know that. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I saw it. He's not the most accurate kick. 5-4 in the Colts grand final.
Yeah, Jesus.
But then again, he's kicked 5 in a grand
Yeah.
final.
Yeah, but he could have kicked 6-3 and won them the game, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's just not that kind of bloke. He just likes taking a loss, doesn't he?
He's a winner if he listens to the potty.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
G'day Jamo, g'day Dill. I've got a question for Trent Rivers, and that is, how has he adapted from, obviously, he's from WA and he's moved over to Victoria, and how has he adapted and changed, and has been with lots of interruptions as well, obviously going into the hub in Queensland, and how has he sort of dealt with that and stayed, playing some good footy through it?
Yeah, how did you play your best footy through that?
It was all pretty. It was just like exciting. Like I didn't have to. Most guys had girlfriends or families back in Melbourne that they were stressing about.
That's
whereas
true. Yeah, that would have been
I
tough
pretty
for all the
much-
parents, like the blokes who have kids as well.
Literally. So I pretty much just all I had to do was worry about myself and have a bit of fun playing some footy, and I was able to string a few games together, build a bit of confidence, and it's just went from there. So.
The rest must come naturally. Like once you string a couple of good games together, I guess
Yeah,
confidence
get that
would build.
confidence
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because even I asked you last week when we saw you at Snack, what's Melbourne like? And you're like, wouldn't know because
Yeah.
you've been in. But at least you get to experience that next year, hopefully.
Yeah,
and
be able to
actually see
settle
what
in.
Melbourne's like.
Yeah, it'll be good. Like
The heart of footy, really, isn't it?
I'm massive for good coffee, so I've heard plenty about it. So looking forward to trying it out.
Have you, like prior to going to Queensland, Sydney, and Melbourne, had you been to those states before?
I'd been to Queensland when I was about year 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I think I'd been to Melbourne once. Can't actually remember.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd been to a few different states for like footy, but other than that, like with family and stuff, not too many.
There you go.
And have you had any? Has it all been like smooth sailing? Have you seen any like negative things written about you online or in comments, or has it been all right?
Not
Because I always
particularly.
get
yeah.
interested how players deal with that stuff. Because we asked Cam McCarthy that, and he said he even gave an example where one of his friends used to like, if a player had a bad game, write negative things online.
Yeah.
But then when he saw it happening to Cam, he was like, "Oh shit!" And then he stopped doing it.
Change his perspective on.
Yeah,
the
if it
whole-
happens to
yeah.
someone close to you, you realise that they're just like a normal person in a way.
Yeah, exactly. There's still people. There's still feelings, and
Yeah, some of the comments you see after a player's bad game are just crazy.
it's
Like,
not well. Like you see that Danny Green, the Lakers.
Yeah.
oh, what was that about
Him and his
him?
wife were getting death threats because he missed the game winner.
Really?
Yeah, so,
What
I mean,
the hell?
Because he came to the Lakers as, their 3-point open shooter, basically.
Yeah.
And he missed that. But it's high pressure, it's a big game.
Still won it
It's just
anyway.
people,
so.
that, yeah, still got a ring. It's just people at home criticising when shit
Yeah.
they couldn't do ever.
Yeah.
I
I
would never say it to someone's face.
Nah,
Yeah,
never.
exactly.
Hey Trent and the boys, love the potty. I wanted to know what the biggest thing that you've gotten away with at the club, or know that someone has done, just like a little prank or something that's ended badly, something like that. Yeah. Also, thanks for being kind of consistent AFL fantasy player this year. Love the boys, thanks.
Yeah, are there any pranksters at the club? Does that happen a lot, or is there little jokes going around, or?
Alex Neil Bullen. He's a great bloke. Yeah, he loves a good little banner jump scare sort of thing. He would set his camera up and jump out behind a wall and scare people. But yeah, gee, I don't know. Like he's probably the main one that gets around and has a bit of fun scaring boys.
Okay. And then I think we've got an Irish bloke as the last question of the week.
Let's go.
Well, lads, love the podcast. Just got a quick would you rather. Would you rather be friends with the boys for life, but any of the memories you've had with any girlfriends are gone and you'll never have a girlfriend or get married in your life? Or find true love, get married with a family, but any of the memories with the lads is gone and you'll never see them again?
That is so hard.
That's a thinking man's question.
So I'm either gonna have to find love, get a miss on a family,
That the boys are gone and you never see any mates again.
And your memories are gone.
but do I get to meet them again, or do I?
No, you never get to meet your mates
No,
again.
it's done. And then it's your mates, but then you get no... Oh, my
Yeah, then you
God.
have the boys and the mates forever, but you just never find true love, or
It's almost unanswerable because it's going to get us in trouble.
Well, no, but like, what
it's
do
a
you?
bit of a double negative. And
Yeah, like you obviously want to spend time with the boys, but like when you're like 40 and settling down, like you
yeah,
You need someone.
like
you need that life partner.
Like
You know,
right now, I need I'd pick the boys,
boys,
but
yeah.
20 years down the track, I'd probably pick them.
Yeah, when
also.
footy dies down, and
Can we say that then? Can we do...
Or you just split it up.
yeah,
Like,
half life, other half?
that is a tough question.
So
I know
we're
what
both,
he'd
we're
pick.
both in relationships, so it's hard for us if we say, no, we're picking...
We just come. We're like, yeah, fuck it, the boys.
Yeah.
Oh, look. It's a hard
It's not
question.
easy. Just take it as it comes, I guess.
Yeah, we'll
That's all we
leave it
can
at
do
that.
with it.
Just quickly, I'm going to ask something of you because I know Clayton Oliver loves playing FIFA.
He does.
is there any chance you could get Clayton Oliver versus Jamo and Dylan in FIFA?
I can ask.
Is he good?
He's very good.
Yeah.
I haven't played this year's FIFA at all.
I've heard him in interviews openly say that he'll beat anyone. Like, he's good.
I'll probably get smacked.
I reckon he'll.
Yeah.
It would be hard to bet. He's plays it a bit too much.
A bit.
Oh.
I'll throw it out there to him and I'll let you know what he says.
Thanks, mate.
Put it out into the universe, see what
Exactly.
happens. There you go.
Never know what's going to come back.
Are there any last words you want to tell the people?
What was that one you asked Cam? How do you want to be remembered?
Yeah. How do you, when it's all said and done, how do you like to be remembered?
Jeez.
And just in life, doesn't just have to be footy. Just, for example, Cam McCarthy just said, just a good guy.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I was going to say, just a good
Just
bloke.
a good bloke.
Good bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, probably just say a good bloke.
That's fair enough.
Hopefully a premiership player one day.
Yeah, hopefully. But
I hope you do, so then people will come back to the
Yeah.
podcast and then we'll change the title with premiership player.
re-upload it, yeah. Oh,
Anyway, mate, thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on. It was a pleasure.
Shout out
worries.
Mitch, the plug.
Shout out
you know,
Mitch,
that's how
Castaway,
we...
the plug. Yep. All the best for next year.
thank you.
And
Yeah, I'll be going for Melbourne now when I see you play.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
all we can ask for.
I'll
So,
be on the bandwagon.
Cheers, brother.
no worries. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. That's
There we
it.
go.
In this little beach town, parties all day, raves at night, beach babes and the boys with the 6'4" height, the sun and the sand and the Jaeger in your hand that you bought yesterday from the local liquor land.